film police, agreeing with the American Civil Liberties Union and multiple media organizations who argued it violated the First Amendment. Taking effect on September 24th, it makes it illegal to knowingly film police officers 8 feet or closer if the officer tells the person to stop. The penalty is a misdemeanor that would likely incur a fine without jail time.
Visa, the world's largest payment processor, says it plans to start separately categorizing sales at gun shops. It joins MasterCard and American Express, which also announced plans to move forward in segregating gun shop transactions from general merchandise. It follows the International Organization for Standardization's new merchant code for gun sales, which was announced Friday. The move is a victory for gun control advocates who say it will help better track suspect surges of gun sales.
Today, Black Sabbath history, September 10th, 10th, 11th, 1971. Black Sabbath only shows with Led Zeppelin in Syracuse, New York, and Rochester, New York.
For USA Radio News, I'm Kenneth Burns in New York.
This is USA Radio News.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, the term provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
All right, when you're done, you set my phone up, right?
Absolutely. Tropical Storm K brought heavy rain and strong winds to Southern California on Friday, and now it moves to Mexico, according to the National Hurricane Center. A flood watch has been issued for parts of California, just outside of Los Angeles and San Diego, as well as southwestern Arizona and parts of Nevada, including Las Vegas. Meanwhile, Hurricane Earl is bringing tropical storm conditions to Bermuda, with winds over 100 miles per hour. The tropical storm warning has been issued for the island. Montana health officials made permanent a rule that blocks transgender people from changing their birth certificates, even if they undergo gender confirmation surgery. The United Nations Secretary General called the lack of global attention to climate change insanity.
Good morning, everybody.
Pakistan to mobilize help for millions of
people. Good morning, Patrick Lasava.
Devastating monsoon floods.
It is a beautiful day this morning.
Died in flooding that covers a third of the country, an area the size of the United Kingdom.
We have a lot on our schedule to talk about today. We'll have a segment where we'll be talking about today in history. We'll be talking about
for USA Radio News,
the
Ellie Andrews.
9/11 memorials going on today statewide. Nickname Ricky. And good morning, Mike. And we'll be talking about the 9/11 memorials statewide today. We will be talking about, if we have time, we'll be talking about during our transportation segment. Again, this segment is if we have time. We will be talking about, sorry, play the disclaimer. A proposed Massachusetts Canadian train line. Don, you might know what I'm talking about.
I
don't not know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't look it up either.
Well, yeah, I will be looking it up during the first break. And if we get a chance to talk about it today, great. If we don't, great. Just give us more time to do research on it, because it is a proposed thing that may be happening.
Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and I just want to start off today's program by saying that our thoughts and our prayers are with all the victims of the September 11th attacks. This is 21 years since the September 11 attacks as well, and throughout the show we'll be talking about different 9/11 memorials to just get the word out to people who may be listening, and if people are interested in going to these memorial events. So we'll be talking about that throughout the show. And I also want to give our condolences as well to the Queen's family, the Queen Elizabeth's family. Queen Elizabeth passed away on Thursday. Britain now has a king for the first time in 70 years, King Charles III. So we're talking a little bit about that as well later on in the show. And I want to say good morning to Don.
Good morning, Joe.
How are you, Don?
Not bad. How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah.
As I get the weather up here, I
The
just
weather.
did a brief thoughts about. Just give me some brief thoughts about 9/11.
Well, 9/11 was.
And also the Queen as well.
All right, 9/11. Stop 9/11. It was our country was heartbroken when that happened. Evil came out of nowhere and ruined a lot of people's lives, killed a lot of people, and I don't think we'll ever recover from it in our psyche. And we'll always have that thought. Anybody who was alive, and they always knew where they were. It was funny too because I remember talking to my mom, my parents, and they knew where they were when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. In Dallas, 1963, and that was 9/11 was our generational. Where were you? You just know exactly where you were. I was working with my brother in Weymouth. I was standing in the living room at his customer's house watching it live on TV. So it was horrifying, heartbreaking, and but it just goes to show how strong of a country we really are, because we all go back together. I mean, you hear about all this press and negativity. We're more connected than ever, this country. I mean, we may bellyache a lot, and moan and groan, because this country, most people are strong-willed people. That's why this country is the way it is, because we have a lot of strong-willed people. So that's what I think about that. 70 years on the throne, Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
She was always a class act, in my opinion. She was really, she had to really do a lot of balancing act, I think, as far as what I saw.
Yes.
In my lifetime. And 96 years old. Oh my God, it's a good run. And now we got a king. So,
and we'll have a king again in the event Charles passes away in the future. I believe the next person in line, not 100% sure on this. I think I'm not 100% sure on that. I will say it. I'll get the line of succession.
Well,
up.
it's his sons, right?
Yes, his sons.
It's Harry or Andrew.
I think it's might
Andrew.
be Harry.
No, Harry's the youngest, I think.
Okay.
I think it's
I'm
Andrew.
not sure.
Yeah.
So I will. I'll get the line of succession up.
All right.
And I'll mention that later.
Oh yeah, we'll get that. Yeah.
Pat Lasava just said William.
William.
Well, I believe it is right. I believe that is William. That it will be next in line, and then I believe the children as well.
What's William? His brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Son, maybe? I'm not.
Well, no, he had two. He had two.
William, Pat, our other friend Pat said William.
Okay.
So it is William.
Who's on that? Pat H and
Pat H and Pat L.
Oh, great.
Both said William.
Awesome. Good.
So yeah, it is. I'll get the exact line of succession up. I believe the children are in the line of succession pretty high up there as well. But I'll get the exact line of succession, and we'll talk about that.
It's funny. No one's really thinking about that through the years because thought Queen Elizabeth would be around forever.
Yeah, no one was talking about the line of succession for a very long time.
Yeah, because Queen Elizabeth just kept hanging in there. So, but we're at that point now. So.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the line of succession as well, and let's talk about the weather first. Right now it is 62 degrees outside of our Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green. It will be a high of 82. It'll be cloudy out today, but again, no rain brought for the forecast today, so that's a good thing. Monday, 78 degrees, a low of 65 Monday night. Tonight is going to be 61 degrees for the low. Next chance of rain is Tuesday, maybe some thunderstorms in there. 79 degrees with a low of 59 there. Middleboro, 62 degrees, 83 for the high today. Cloudy skies, 78 tomorrow, 65 for the low, and 78 for the high. And on Tuesday, rain in the forecast, 79 and 59 for the low. No thunderstorms forecasted for Middleboro, which is weird. Because it's right around not right around the same area, but pretty close. Taunton and Middleboro, pretty close. It's interesting how weather changes even 15 miles down the road.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
No,
yeah.
It's funny too because my brother lives in Wareham, and I'd say Wareham's like 15 miles from Middleboro, where he lives. I think his house to our house is 16 miles, and it's temperature wise when we're having those heat waves. I'd drive down and it'd be like drive down to shop, and it'd be like I can't believe I get out of the vehicle and it's just like 10 degrees cooler, just 16 miles.
Yeah. Driscoll, Texas, sunny outside right now. 94 today. Right now it is 73. A low of 71 tonight. Monday, 71 for the low, 94 for the high. So we're still in the mid-90s in Driscoll, Texas for the foreseeing future. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, 43 degrees. Let me just say that again. 43 degrees, and it is early September in Driscoll, North Dakota. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. It's gonna get cold pretty quick.
You know what? We should take bets on when they gotta get their first snow.
Oh, their first frost
October.
will be very, very soon.
So
Yes.
October.
Their first
Their
snow
snow will be October, usually before Halloween.
probably before Halloween.
Yeah.
But I think their first frost will be very, very soon.
Yeah.
43 today for
the weather goes
the morning.
south. The weather goes south fast
It does.
over there.
78 today, so it'll warm up nicely.
Yeah.
84 tomorrow, so it's going to warm up nicely. And midweek, the low temperatures are going to shoot up a little bit, high 50s. But 43 degrees right now in Driscoll, North Dakota.
So when we plan our cross-country trip next year, right, or the year after, we'll have to drive through there. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right, 7:17 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And as I want to say here. On today's show, you will hear Williams Trading Post. They are back. They are sponsoring once again with us, Middleboro in Review, and we'll be hearing from them, Williams Trading Post. They are now open. They're located at 556 Wareham Street in Middleboro, Route 28. And again, they have a lot of great things. They're a garden center. A lot of great things that you need for your garden you can find at Williams Trading Post. Also, they have an antique shop, which is great. So you'll be hearing from them later on in the show.
Isn't it the 73rd season?
73rd year, yes. So,
Wow.
73rd fall season, yes. So we will be hearing from them later on in the show. So let's take our first set of commercial breaks, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. I'm Joey Driscoll, and joined by my co-host, as always, almost as always, Don Driscoll.
I'm very, very seldom truant.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were only gone one or
I think
two.
I will miss 3 shows, and they were because of family.
Yeah. All right, so we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. Let me get my logs in the other room. All right, good. Got my log.
Pat's on?
What?
Pat Hussey's on?
Yeah,
Oh,
Pat is on.
Oh, no Pat. I use the other Pat. There's 2 Pats on, right?
There are 2 Pats on.
What about my phone? Not anyone yet?
No, not yet.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association.
Mike is on here. Good morning, Mike.
Did you put Papagenos, Mike?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Leaving home and got you turned in the old-fashioned way on radio.
Our focus is to help veteran care
All right.
facilities provide a warm meal, shelter, paid guidance, or simply
Coffee's really good.
It is.
I'm
Coffee's always good.
gonna get that card. So I pick you up at 3 o'clock. We're gonna go to have some lunch at that card at the.
Yeah, it's
It's in the
it's in the
console.
console.
Yeah.
It's inside the console.
I might have your car because I gotta go down and grab my dump truck because I'm got some stuff I gotta load into the dump truck at the house.
Okay.
So and I'm gonna work on the yard. And I'll probably just pick. All right, I've showed the other set of keys are there.
Fine with me. So what are you picking me up at 3?
Huh?
You picking me up at 3?
That's what time Jim's. No, I'm picking up at
No, 2.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
2. That's when Jim.
Hey, we'll go have lunch. Use that card that Mark gave you.
Dad, are you having a pumpkin spice latte this morning?
No, no. Who's asked that?
Pat.
Hussey?
Yeah, Pat H.
No. Just a
All right.
plain old coffee. Actually, Kevin Wynn's been playing "I'm the Man" by Glenn Hughes, and I guess he told me that Pat from listening to it over and over. I guess he likes the song because it's Tony Franklin's on the bass on that. He thought this, from the firm. So I think he's found himself. That whole album's good. I'm not sure if he can hear me. He can hear me, right?
Yeah, I believe he can. Yeah.
That's a good album. The L.A. Blues Authority. But there's a L.A. Blues Authority Volume 2. And there's other players on that album, too.
Mick Mars is on that album.
Mick Mars on the first album.
Yeah. Very good.
That was when they were working on the album with John Corabi.
Yeah, they were working on. They were working on the Motley Crue stuff.
With John Corabi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're back here. So I turn the music down.
So,
Hold on one second. I gotta turn your mic on.
That's
and
funny how you say that because I was.
Hold on.
Okay.
And now you can.
Oh, okay.
Now you can talk.
Now mouths from the south can talk. Okay, I love it. That's funny because I went to a funeral yesterday. My Uncle Tom passed. Uncle Tom Dolan passed up in Bill Ricker. Great man, and he has 5 children, and my aunt, his wife, and we talked about that. We talked about how I talked about you because when you talk to people, you always ask how your family's doing, and every time I bump into me, it's just like every time I talk about you, I'm so proud of who you are, what you've accomplished, what you're doing. And I says, yeah, sometimes, me and Joey get a little contentious on the radio. We get a little bickery sometimes because we're sort of the same in a way. Yeah, he said he just turns my mic down, and they're like, ah, they're all laughing. Oh, that's cool. They can get you. He can get you back, And that was the theme. You can turn my mic off, but that's good because when you do see family, I can boast about my son who I love and I'm very proud of. So just for the record, even though you turn my mic down every once in a while and you stick your tongue out at me in the morning when you're grumpy, I still love you.
Want to give a music recommendation shout out to Tony Franklin and Mick Mars, Don. We were talking about that during the break, Don.
That's funny too because my friend Kevin Wynn, he I don't know. We all discover music at certain points in time, and me and you and I are big Glenn Hughes fans. And he put an album out in 1994 called the L.A. Blues Authority, and it's all these different players. I don't have the time to go over them, but all you gotta do is look it up. And Mick Mars was on it from Motley Crue, and Tony Franklin was also from the Firm, played that with the bass. And I don't know, my buddy Kevin said my friend Pat listened to it over and over and over. I guess I said, really? So it's good when someone discovers music for the first time, like something new, and they just fall into it. Because when I first started listening to that song, I listened to it over and over and over and over because it's just a powerful song. It's a great album.
Yeah. And
it's good when all these musicians get together and they put an album all together. It's like a hodgepodge of players, and I really love that. I really think that's like my favorite kind of albums to come out. Because it's, I don't know. It seems like they're having fun when they do it. They're having fun doing it. It's just, you don't want to take that away from music. Once you no longer have fun doing it, I think it's over, in my opinion. So. Yeah, L.A. Blues Authority, Glenn Hughes, 1994, great album.
He's still going up.
You know what?
Too, Glenn Hughes.
I knew that album. I saw it on YouTube, but I was like, I don't know, whatever. And then the guy who sold me my stereo said, "Oh, it's a great album. You should try it." Another guy named Don, right? So okay, and I did, and he said, "Yeah, just listen." I said, "I like him." So if you like him, listen to that album. You really like him, and he was right. And once I opened a Pandora's box, my life was, never be the same.
and we both really like Glenn Hughes a lot. And his next album that he's going to be featured on actually comes out in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the Dead Daisies.
The Dead Daisies. Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know the name of the album off the top of my head right now, but it's coming out, I believe, on the 30th. Which it's going to be a good album, I think. The singles that have come out.
Was it in Face Your Fear? One of the songs is Face Your Fear, isn't it?
Face Your Fear, I think that came out a couple of days ago. Yeah, and that's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good as well. Okay, so as I get up information I want to talk about next, we have several 9/11 memorial events coming up, and I want to mention a few of them to you now. We have a couple of them that I want to mention. Taunton's going to have one, and I'm going to get that information up right now. Just logging into my email because that's where the information is. And yes, so all right, I have it up now. It's going to be a 9/11 memorial remembrance ceremony in the city of Taunton in honor of the victims of the terrorist attacks on 9/11, as well as their families, and the first responders who answered the call of duty on September 11th, 2001. Daniel Clark, the singing state trooper, will be performing. This event is open to the public, and all are welcome to attend. And that's going to be at Memorial Park, Somerset Ave, in Taunton, Massachusetts. And that will get underway at 11 a.m. this morning. So again, Taunton will have a 9/11 memorial remembrance ceremony. And there's others that are going to be happening as well. And I'm going to point that out to everyone now. Carver, King Richard's Fair, is going to be holding a moment of remembrance today on the jousting field. Marshfield is one of the 75 towns across the United States selected to host a 9/11 Day Flag of Honor event. Worcester will hold a show Off the Rails Sunday, benefiting the Tuesday's Children's Fund Foundation for 9/11. That is coming up today. Canton will hold a 9/11 memorial. Dighton Fire Department will has a 9/11 artifact event, I believe. That is coming up. Plymouth has something as well coming up. So there are a lot of things going on across the state as well that I just wanted to mention a few of those. Don,
Yes.
your thoughts?
You said Marshfield was out of 75 towns?
Yeah, out of 75 towns in the country.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah,
That's an honor, huh?
it is. That's a huge honor.
Wow. That's, because 75 in a country this big isn't much, if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Little League, Middleboro being one of the top 10 teams. It's pretty amazing because our country's massive.
It is.
Yeah, we'd be honoring. It's very, very important to honor who passed away, and also the first responders who ran into the buildings. When everyone else ran away, they ran in, and we should never forget that ever. So it's just that's why this country is this country, because of brave people who just want to help people, and that's their job. And they ran into danger when everyone ran out. And there was a lot of civilians too who were heroes, helping people out. I'm sure when those buildings were hit, and Pentagon and too, there was a lot. There was a lot of people who were helping people get out of there. Who were civilians.
Yeah.
Just getting their fellow countrymen to safety. So it's just that's brave people. That's why we have the country we have, because of our bravery of our people. So and we all got it inside us. I don't think anyone's a coward in this country.
Okay, 7:31 a.m. And want to mention the royal line of succession, because we had some questions.
A little gibberish on that one.
A little bit on that. We wanted to talk a little bit about that because we got some questions on it. And we have the line of succession right here. So King Charles III is the king. He is 73 years of age. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, now becomes Camilla, Queen Consort. Camilla is his wife. William, Prince of Wales, now becomes, not exactly sure the exact title, but he is the first in line.
Is that his brother? What's the age?
I believe that might be his son, actually.
Okay.
He was born in 1982.
Oh, yeah, that's the son. Okay.
He's 39 or 40, depending on when his birthday is. And then after that, George, Prince of Cambridge, one of the younger kids, is second in line. Charlotte, Princess of Cambridge, is going to be third in line. Louis, Prince of Cambridge, fourth in line as well. Fifth in line, I don't see where there's a fifth in line here somewhere. Fifth in line is Harry, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, Harry and Meghan. And then Archie and Lilibet, who were the youngest, are 6 and 7. So that is the next 7 in the line of succession. And Prince George of Cambridge, who is 9 years old, is second in line to become king. Very interesting. Very interesting stuff. So that is the line of succession. Don, your thoughts on the line of succession?
Well, the Queen was 70 years, right? So it's mind-blowing to read that, because you just always thought, you just got the Queen.
Yeah.
You got the Queen. And I don't know. I guess it's good to know, but I don't know. Prince Charles was 73, you said?
He's 73.
Okay. And who's after him?
I got rid of it.
Oh, okay.
One of the younger kids.
Okay.
One of the younger kids.
That's weird how that
after.
works. I mean, I couldn't figure that out to save my life. I'm still kind of confused, but that's just me.
One of the younger kids, who is 9 years old now.
Yeah.
It is next in line after.
So you're looking at 100.
William.
You're probably looking at 80 years of successions there.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's wow. And I know the Queen was 25 when she took the throne. I think it was 1953, maybe. I think it was 53. So, but she was in World War II. She was like a truck driver, whatnot, in World War II. She was like auxiliary. Everyone who was in the war effort during the war in England, in royalty, everybody, they all pitched in.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. That's kind of an interesting factoid, right?
It is. We had some questions about that, so we wanted to get up the line of succession and put those questions to bed.
Yeah.
All right. Our programming schedule. What is coming up for our broadcasting day today, September 11th, 2022? Well, after us, we will have Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vancross. Today's program is called The Rest of the Story. After Ortez Vancross, we will have the Rosary, 8:30 to 9. At 9 o'clock, we will have Medicare Moment with Martha, a fantastic program all about Medicare and all the information that you need to know.
She calls it the Medicaid maze or something like that.
The Medicaid maze. All the questions you might have about that, she answers very, very well. Anyone who is approaching the age of 65, that is definitely the program that you should check out. Any questions you have, she'll answer them for sure. 9:30, we have Keys of the Kingdom with Pastor Naomi Burton. At 10 o'clock, All on God with Edna Isaac. At 11 o'clock, we have That is after Musical Odyssey. Musical Odyssey is at 11 to 12. I'm going ahead of myself a little bit. Musical Odyssey, 11 to 12 with Ed Sutka. The name of the program today is Chips Off the Old Bach. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's
so
pretty
there'll be
clever.
some. Yeah, it is very clever.
I
So
like
there'll
that.
be some Bach to listen to
A little
today.
humor there. I like it. Nice.
Chips Off the Old Bach is coming up at 11 o'clock this morning.
That's clever.
12 to 2, Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Jim Larkin. 2 to 3 o'clock will be Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Tony Branch. You'll hear all the, they'll unpack all of the information that you need to know about Tuesday's primary, this past Tuesday's primary. I'm sure that they'll be definitely unpacking all that information for you on today's show and much more.
Excuse me, Joe.
Yes.
Who are the hosts of that?
Ed Miller and Bishop Tony Branch.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I wanted to hear.
Did I say Tony Branch?
You just said
I
it's
didn't say
Bishop Tony Branch. Everyone says it. Chris says it on there. It's you have to say Bishop Tony Branch.
Yep, so stay tuned to Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Bishop Tony Branch. I'm sure, again, that they will be unpacking the primary results.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And much more.
If you want to hear primary results and just the nuts and bolts of it all, those are the guys to listen to.
Absolutely.
They really know their stuff. They really know their stuff.
All right, it is 7:39. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to do our Today in Histories next. And then we are going to go with the final few minutes to talk about a transportation topic that I wanted to mention because it is making some news. So I want to mention that. And it is local. Well, pretty local. It is Massachusetts related, so I wanted to mention that. Okay, so it is 7:39 or 7:40. We're approaching 7:40, and coming up during this commercial break, you'll be hearing from Williams Trading Post again. We mentioned earlier as well that they are open. They're open today as well. They're open on Sundays, so go down. And I think they open at 9, so go down and... Yes, Don, you're looking at me.
Oh, I gotta look at you. I just can't interrupt you. I gotta give you the googly eye there.
Yeah, you're looking at me.
It's loyal sponsor.
Absolutely.
It's been
yes.
Williams Trade Post was your first sponsor when you started the show back in 2019.
Yep.
And then we're going on 4 years now.
Yes.
5?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
4 years in April.
yeah.
I mean, no.
It'll be 5 years in April coming up, right?
Yeah, it'll be 5. No. 4 years in April. No, 4 years in April. April 2019, April 2023. It'll be 4 years of the show.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the sponsor. Yeah, right. That's awesome.
Okay. So you'll be hearing from them coming right up. Right after this break. You listen to right during this break. And we'll be back after the break. You're listening to WVBF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. There we go.
I got my COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, this is your fourth.
So hard.
This is your fourth year.
Or sentiment, or what commercial I like.
2019 to 2020.
Yes.
2020 to 21. 21 to 20. Yeah, but this is your fourth year of. No, it's your third because it's the end of the year. Okay, right. It's the end of the season, so it's four.
Currently in the third year.
Right. Well, 2019, yeah, 2020, 2021, and 2022. This is your fourth year with. Okay.
Yeah, we're currently in the.
This is your fourth time. This time around with.
Fourth time, I think,
with the
around.
trade force.
Yeah.
Child's doctor about COVID-19 vaccines or search vaxfinder.mass.gov for vaccination appointments. Hi everybody, Tony Lopes here.
Here's the double hi.
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 Tuesday to Coffee with Tony from 9 to 12. And now
I'm having a mixture of Dr. Pepper and iced coffee this morning. That is is that?
Great.
Interesting mixture.
Good combination. You're gonna be awake.
I'm gonna be awake pretty much all day. Yes.
WVBF and 99.7 FM.
But knowing me, I'll probably end up taking a nap at like 5 o'clock. I always try to take a nap during the day. I don't know why. I do. It's just something I always do, and it always seems to work for me. Is taking a couple hours nap during the day.
500 families in our service area. And many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms.
But maybe not. I might not today,
Utilities and rent assistance.
since I'm
Agency referrals.
drinking a lot of caffeine.
And furniture vouchers.
Anyway,
And temporary lodging. For more information,
moving on.
go to
Moving on from that.
Middleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat
113.
branches of the United States
Alright,
Armed
let's come
Forces
up
who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal.
Got a lot to talk about in our today in history.
Or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and
Have you played the?
Many
You haven't played
continue to
the.
serve in our armed forces.
Was that next?
Civil serving in combat
William Trading Post?
Yeah.
Sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities.
That ain't
To
new.
learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you
They're
can
bringing
join
it back.
or support,
Oh,
They're
Boston.
bringing it back.
Oh, Boston. You mean?
to
Boston to Montreal. They're
Okay.
starting as early as 2025. I don't know if that's bringing it back. I don't know what it is.
Well, no, they used to have the New York and Montreal. They took, they got rid of after 9/11.
Oh,
That was always there because I remember I had to go up to Port Henry train station to get the boat when or go back down to get the boat. I mean, to get my truck after we were up there. So that was the line that runs up that way through those towns. But Boston to Montreal,
yes.
yeah.
With several stops along the way. Several Massachusetts stops, several other ones.
Yeah, it's gonna
We'll
be
talk about
it's gonna be the main line. It's got to be Springfield, Westfield, Pittsfield. You know what I mean?
Yes. All right. And we're back here on Middleboro in review. And as I turn the music down, there we go. And I turn Don's mic back on. And how you doing, Don?
Good. Thank you for turning my mic off and not shutting me off.
All right, let's do our Today in Histories. 9 AD. It's been a while since I've done a Today in History from that long ago.
That's pretty far away.
That's pretty far. Yes, 9 AD. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest ends. The Roman Empire suffers the greatest defeat of its history, and the Rhine is established as the border between the empire and the so-called barbarians for the next 400 years. Of course, the Rhine, an extremely important area to history. The Rhine, not just that part of history, but all of history going forward. The Rhine, a very important part of history. 1903, the first race at the Milwaukee Mile in West Allis, Wisconsin is held. It is the oldest major speedway in the world. The Milwaukee Mile, of course, is races every single year there. There used to be a truck race. I don't know. I think there might still be a truck race there every year. I know that there had been one for many years, many NASCAR Truck Series races there at the Milwaukee Mile. It's a fantastic racetrack. 1954, Hurricane Edna hits New England as a Category 2 causing significant damage and 29 deaths. 1961, Hurricane Carla strikes the Texas coast as a Category 4 hurricane, which is the second strongest storm to ever hit the state. And 1992, Hurricane Aniki, one of the most damaging hurricanes in United States history, devastates the Hawaiian islands of Oahu and Kaiki. 3 separate hurricanes on the same date, September 11th. Don, thoughts on the Today in History so far?
3 hurricanes.
3 hurricanes, all on September 11th.
Well, early September is really early September is really a time when you have a lot of hurricanes.
Yes.
I mean, the majority of our hurricanes, mostly, Katrina was in September. I think it was like early September. So this is like the time when they have it. They have a lot of. So I'm not surprised there's 3 there in that.
Our next Today in History, 2001, September 11th, 2001, the September 11th attacks. A series of coordinated terrorist attacks killing 2,996 people, causing 4 aircraft hijacked, using 4 aircraft hijacked by 19 members of Al-Qaeda. 2 aircraft crash into the World Trade Center. A 3rd crashes into the Pentagon. And a 4th crashes into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. 2011, 10 years later, a dedication ceremony is held at the United States National September 11th Memorial on the 10th anniversary of the attacks in New York City. And the memorial opens to family members. And 1 year later, in 2012, the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi, Libya, is attacked, which results in 4 deaths. Birthdays that we have on today. 1847, Mary Watson Whitney, an American astronomer and academic. 1962, O. Henry, American short story writer. 1899, Jimmy Davis, who is an American singer-songwriter. He's also a politician. He was the 47th governor of Louisiana, Don.
Wow.
Interesting stuff. And 1953, Tommy Shaw, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist for the band Styx. Very fantastic band.
He was in another band too. You know the other band he was in with Ted Nugent?
I don't know.
Damn Yankees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were a really successful band. They had some hits. I think they lasted maybe 10 years, off and on. But yeah, they were an '80s band. And still, I think he still was technically in Styx, off and on. I mean, I think Styx is still playing with Tommy Shaw and Dennis DeYoung, and so.
1965, Paul Heyman, American wrestling promoter, manager, and journalist. One of the most important managers, I think, in wrestling history. He's definitely up there. Paul Heyman has managed for many, many years Brock Lesnar, who came into the sport from MMA. I think he actually started in WWE and then went to MMA and then came back to WWE, but he was always managed by Paul Heyman. He came in to the WWE, managed by Paul Heyman, and many other superstars and legends managed by Paul Heyman as well. The current Universal WWE Champion, Roman Reigns, is managed by Paul Heyman. Deaths on this day. 1896, Francis James Child, an American scholar and educator. 1987, Peter Tosh, Jamaican singer, songwriter, and guitarist, passed away on this day. 2002, Johnny Unitas, American football player and sportscaster. And 2003, John Ritter, American actor, passed away on this date of September 11th, 2003.
It's funny. It was so sad about John Ritter is he passed away on the set. He was filming his sitcom, and also Red Fox passed away too. He was doing his show, and I think he passed away on set too. So it's weird. I think Red Fox. I'm not sure when Red Fox passed away, but it's just kind of eerie, kind of knowing they're working and they pass away on set. That's just makes it more. I don't know. It just makes it more sad, in my opinion, because they were working. And you've heard stories about people like passing, passing away when they perform and stuff, and that's I always found that just disturbing.
Tiny Tim, I think, is a good example. He had a heart attack. He didn't pass away on stage, I don't think, but he had a heart attack on stage. And then he passed away later on.
Right, but I mean, just carrying him out on a stretcher. It's just, I always found that disturbing.
Yes. Okay, 7:53 a.m. We have a couple of minutes to talk about our favorite topic, Don. Transportation.
Can I just talk 2 seconds about the Orange Line?
Yes, absolutely.
I've been staying on top of the Orange Line. Steve Potek, general manager at MBTA. I think he's doing. I'm going to give him an A. I'm going to give him an A minus. I think he's doing a good job. He's getting the word out. He's having press conferences and stuff. He had one where he talked about bringing in the new Orange Line vehicles. There's 60 are going to be put in the service when they open up. That's 10 train sets. So, I mean, it's not all brand new. You could be riding some of the old rattlers still, but that's a lot of trains. So, I got to give him an A minus, A plus. I'll give him an A, regular A, all right? No one gets an A plus in my book, okay? But
and the Orange Line and the Green Line, they opened back up on the 19th.
Yeah, they're slated to open up, so, we got another week to deal with it. And I'm thinking about the Fast 14 and the Medford bridges on I-93 they did in 2000, I don't even know when they did that, but they banged that out in the course of 3 months. 14 bridges.
Yes.
On I-93 in Medford. So, I mean, that's what you kind of need to do, because I think our tax dollars goes further when you can just have people come in, bang out the work, and leave. It's not drawn out process. And I just got. I'm kind of impressed. Things are working out pretty well. So hopefully we got one more week to go. Hang in there.
All right. Our transportation topic here continues. Train service from Boston to Montreal to start as early as 2025, a report states. And that trip, which would be a one-way trip, wouldn't be a one-way trip, it would be round trip. A round trip would be 28 hours, a one-way trip would be 14. Roughly twice the drive time between Boston and Montreal. A map of the proposed route shared by Foundation Trains des Nuits shows the train would travel north from Boston with stops in Durham, New Hampshire, Old Orchard Beach, and Portland, Maine, and stops in Gorham, Berlin, and Island Pond, Vermont. There would be 7 stops in Canada before the train arrives in Montreal, according to the proposed map. The route is established to take 14 hours, which is roughly twice as long as driving by car between the two cities. And see if I can look at this map here. The maps, the stops in Canada, one of them is Sherbrooke, Coatcook, Bromont, Farnham, And there's a couple other ones that I cannot pronounce. I won't try to pronounce. But 7 stops, yes.
Wow.
And then Montreal.
They're going up to the White Mountains, going through the Whites. Gorham, New Hampshire is north of the New Mount Washington Auto Road. I've gone up there with my friends, and we've always gone to Gorham to get our supplies, get our food and beverages. And that's the line that must be. I was thinking it's going to be the North Conway line, but I think it splits. And there's one that runs up to up through Frankenstein Trestle, goes through Jackson, goes by Attitash, up, and then goes through what's that other town on the other side. But yeah, wow. It's probably not going to be that line. It's going to be the other line. Wow, that's pretty amazing. That's going to be a beautiful ride. I was thinking it's just going to run down through out through Pittsfield and go up the original route. By they got some work to do.
Yeah.
They got to update all those tracks. Those tracks are for freight, slow freight at best.
So this is proposed right now.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And if this gets accepted,
that's going to be like bringing back the old ski train. That's what that's going to be.
Yeah. A proposed opening with 2025. I'm sure that probably will change because, one, it has to get accepted because it's proposed.
You're dealing with 2 countries now.
Yeah. And then, and you're dealing with 2 countries, and you're dealing with track that needs to be updated.
Well, first of all, it's going to be leaving from North Station because if it's going to Durham,
yes,
all that line's done. That's the Portland line. They don't have to rebuild that. That's done. It's when just from Portland on. So they're rebuilding. Remember we went off the junction and went into the train station, and then the train had it back onto the main line?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that might be the line. And they're going to run it up through there maybe. And then I think when it gets up to Conway, it splits again. And one goes up to North Conway, and that's the scenic Conway train that goes up to Frankenstein Trestle and all the way up to
15 seconds.
So yeah.
All right, we'll have more information on this as more information comes out.
You got me going, Joey. On
sure.
That. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna do my homework.
We'll probably hear some more about it before the end of the year. I'm sure. That sounds like a really great thing.
They're bringing back the ski train. That's what that's gonna be.
That sounds like a really great thing.
That sounds awesome. Wildcat is right down from Gorham Station. Wildcat ski resort.
8 o'clock. We'll be back next week, September 18th, 2022. Until then, have a great week, a great rest of your Sunday, and a great week, everybody.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say it's just going to run, just
no,
wow,
that's the proposed plan.
That's awesome. I think I know that's the branch right there. It's going to go up through up through Old Orchard, and then go and hook a left. You go up through that way.
Oh, that'd be a huge deal.
Yeah.
That would be a really big deal.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios.
Is it Amtrak going up?
Yeah. I think it's going to be Amtrak.
Before you sign me out, just don't sign me out. I want to see who viewed me.
Middleboro Center is 99.7
Yeah.
FM, your hometown
I'll be in
radio
there.
station.
All right.
Don't sign me out too.
Here, take your phone. And then you can sign out. I am going to sign out, and I hope everyone enjoyed today's program. And we'll be back next week, September 18th, 2022. We'll have a lot of great topics to talk about, great Middleboro events coming up that I want to mention as well for October. We have a lot going on for October, which we're going to mention next week. Bye-bye, everybody.